when coming to every single month of the year, we have to realize that each month of the year has a different avoda. Each month of the year has a different thing that we need to do in order to be able to connect to the Ribono Shalom better. So coming to the month of Adar Aleph, which happens actually so infrequently, one has to wonder is what exactly is the month of Adar Aleph all about? So we know that the Gemara in Megillah explains the only difference between Adar Aleph and Adar Sheni, right? The first Adar and second Adar, is that in Adar Sheni we read the Megillah. And what's the reason why? The reason is because the Gemara brings down that we have to be somech geula to geula. We have to connect the geula that happened in the times of Purim to the geula that happens during the times of Pesach. What's the connection? So we all know that in Purim, the whole concept of Purim was the concept of Nisan Nistarim. Hidden miracles, right? The whole concept of Megillah is reading and recognizing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu's hand, even in a story which seemingly was a story that, you don't really see the Yad Hashem, you don't really see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu performed any outright miracle, but yet HaKadosh Baruch Hu behind there was hiding and doing and orchestrating everything so that Klal Yisrael would be saved. Nisan, obviously, is the month of Nisan Gluyim, the absolute outright miracles, right? Mitzrayim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu undid all of creation, all of the Hesed that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created with Maaseh Bereshis. HaKadosh Baruch Hu ripped open everything and did all of the Makos to undo all of that, to prove that the Ribono Shalom was the controller of the world. So if that's what Adar is all about, and that's what Nisan's all about, but where does Adar Aleph fit in? So there's something very, very interesting about Adar Aleph. Adar Aleph, in the set of things that the Sefer Yetzirah says the months of the year represent, Adar Aleph represents the Os of Kuf in the Aleph base, and it also represents Shevet Levi. Why is that? The Os Kuf is the source of all kfir in this world. Why? Because the word Kuf actually comes from the word Kof. A Kof is a monkey. And as we know, as all evolutionists believe, is that human beings, right, on monkeys gives room for people to think that maybe human beings have some sort of connection to animals, right? That's the room for all kfirah in this world. Shevet Levi, right, had a very, very unique avod in the Beis HaMikdash. Shevet Levi, which is the Shevet that is represented in Adar Aleph, their job in the Beis HaMikdash was to sing Shira. Why? What does that have anything to do with the Kof? Well, we know that the whole battle on Purim, the whole battle was a battle against Amalek. Amalek creates all suffix in this world. Right? They're the source of the Os Kuf, right? Or the expression of the Os Kuf in this world. Right? Amalek is the same gematria as the word suffix. And Amalek's whole tafkid in this world, Amalek's whole purpose in this world is to create doubt that maybe Klal Yisrael is not ever going to succeed. Maybe whatever our job is in this world is we're not going to be able to, right, thrive. And what is our job? Well, our job is to recognize that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will always enable us to thrive. That's the whole point of Mikra Megillah, is to show the defeat of Amalek. However, there's a stage before that needs to happen. And that's the stage of Adar Aleph, which is represented by Shevet Levi. Why? Because what does the word Shira actually come from? The word Shar, right, a Sar, is basically a ring which you lead an animal with, right? And a ring, as we know, is connected on both ends. It's a circular object, right? One sings Shira when they recognize that the entire process, the entire thing, the entire range of everything that was going on was all part of the same process leading us back to a certain point. The whole avoda of Adar Aleph is the avoda of recognizing, not just to sing Shira, not just to be thankful for the geula that happens on Purim, but to actually be thankful for those moments when it seems like all of our pain is building up, everything that is going on, when we think that everything is going to mean our end, to recognize that all of that process was actually a process of the geula also. Is that most people think that when did the geula start during the Megillah, is that time when we changed tunes, right? Right? We think that that's when the geula actually started. But actually the geula started way back when HaKadosh Baruch Hu enabled Klal Yisrael not to go to the Seudah on the one day which would have meant their utter downfall, and that was Shabbos. HaKadosh Baruch Hu was actually orchestrating our entire Savior all the way at the beginning, even when things were just about to get worse. The month of Adar Aleph, where there is no Mikra Megillah, because Mikra Megillah is when we actually start to realize that everything is actually going to turn out okay. That we saw the Yad Hashem, we saw how everything worked out so succinctly. That's the avodah of Mikra Megillah and Adar Beis. But in Adar Aleph, it's actually to recognize that even when we're still in pain, even when things seem to be building up and things seem to be somewhat stacked against us, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is still there then. Not just a post facto, after the fact that we realized that there was a geula, now we can say, oh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was there. But even in the darkness, even when we're not reading the Megillah, That's when we come to recognize it. And that's why there's a very, very interesting halacha that the Mishnah Berurah brings down. And it's the final words of the Ramah in all of Orach Chaim. And it's actually talking about the one thing, the one yontif, or some micro yontif that we have in Purim, meaning in Adar Aleph. And that's Purim Katan. And the Ramah, after talking about how we have a minhag to have a su'udah, a small su'udah on Purim Katan, the Ramah ends off by saying, Tov Lev Mishnah Tamid. A Tov Lev is in a constant state of Mishnah. Why does the Ramah end off? Right? You have a good heart, you're in a constant state of Mishnah. What does that mean? The answer is like this. The words Tov and Lev, right? The gematria of 49. 49, as we know, is the same process that we go through during Sfiras Omer. When a person can unify everything that goes on, right? We know everything in this world works in that entire set. We know we have 49 days of Sfira, and we reach the 50th, which is where we're Mekabel the Torah, right? The world was created with Memtes Panim Torah, Memtes Panim Tameh. When the world was created with 49 levels of Tahara and 49 levels of Tuma, right? We know that when a person can recognize that all of that, he's Tov Lev, there's a completion in his heart, and he recognizes that the Ribbono Shel Olam does not have an imperfect system, and therefore whatever is happening to me, obviously must happen for a reason. I don't even need to see it. I don't even need to recognize what the Ribbono Shel Olam is doing. Right? I know that the Ribbono Shel Olam is there. Then that's a constant state of Mishnah Tamid. That's a person who cannot be shaken from anything. That is the avodah of Adar Aleph. The avodah of Adar Aleph is when we haven't yet come, right, to the smichas geula, to geula, when we haven't yet come to recognizing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu does outright miracles, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu does, right, miracles that are nistar, that we can't see. When we haven't reached the level of Yeshua yet, to then look back and see that, even through the pain we can sing Shira. Shira is all about, that's the avodah of the Levium. Shira is all about recognizing not just that the geula is a great thing, but even the trials, tribulations, and the struggles that we have in life. Those are all good things. That's the avodah of Adar Aleph. The avodah of Adar Aleph is when things seem bleakest, when things seem so that we're down and out, and things have not yet turned yet to work in our favor. That's the avodah of Adar Aleph, to see that the Ribbono Shel Olam is still there also. May we all be zocha to reach that level of being Tov Lev.